So, good day, guys. How you doing? Today, all we'll be doing together is just trying to make fun, trying to catch fun with an input element. You should know that input element with the type of color. Yeah, I said color. Well, I'll be using SPCK editor here. You can use your favorite editor, anyone you prefer is better. So I'll launch the app, start a new project. Yeah, new project, something like that. Then I'll use JS new frameworks that will create everything from scratch. I'll rename my app to, let's just say, color app. Yeah, something like that. I'm not so good at naming something. Well, there's nothing there, so I'll create a new file, my index.html. You don't need to name it in this, just give it anything you like. Yeah, so that's it. But I think this should be okay. Yeah, so let's give it proper title, color app, yeah, something like that. Then I think we should do the functionality first before styling. Yeah, that will be so much more better. So what's the input type color all about? Well, it provides a user interface element that lets a user to pick or specify a color, and of course the user can specify or pick the color either by using the visual color picker interface or by entering the color into a text field, in hexadecimal format. When I say hexadecimal format, that same X color codes, in CSS, like hash, OO, stuff like that. Yeah, so it only supports simple colors, so just the hexadecimal, and it does not go with an alpha channel. You might be wondering what's alpha channel doing in hexadecimal color format. Well, it's just like RGBA, but this is quite different. It also goes for how you can do something with the opacity, like something like this. Let me open a style tag over here. Yeah, something like this. Style. Sorry. Yeah. So, like I'll wrap all this in the comments. Oh, sorry. This thing just do some odd times, but suggest still the best for mobile. So this is hexadecimal. I'll go for just say default 000. Yeah, this is black, just like that the black color. So this is the normal hexadecimal number we on, but assuming we are talking of an hexadecimal color code with an alpha channel, so it should be something like this. It will have additional 2 character here, so X with alpha channel with an alpha channel. So just like in RGBA, yeah, RGB and RGBA. So I think as a quick introduction to the input elements type of color. Well, so let me just show you what it's all about first. So I can just get it by doing input type is equal to color. Yeah, something like this. So if we run this no, might preview it on your browser, or I just want to let you to know that how it will be displayed on your browser might be different from mine. Though if you are using an Android phone, so it running on the Linux environment, so we might got something similar. So I'll run that. Yeah, so that's it for there. Click on it. Like I told you, it provides a user interface element that let the user picks or specify a particular. So drag anything, yeah, and set. You can see it's changed. So let's get back to code. So what we'll be doing here today, oh my god, this is bad. Let me space this properly. Well, I will use the default format. Kind of space everything properly for me. Yeah, now that we got that, so yes, what can we do with that? Well, we can play around with it, like specify picking colors and showing our color values. Well, so to do that, I'll need a container, just to put the color value returned from this input to the type of color, just to put it there so that we can all see. So I'll make that a span snippet, then I'll give it the ID of call value, that in short color value, yeah, something like that. Let me drop a default silly stuff here, yeah, something like that, and let's give this an ID of call, that is color, yeah, something like that. So let's get to our JavaScript and try to have fun with this. So, and also before we do that, I would like to tell you that this inputs with the type of color support, I think, two major events: the unchange or change, or input event. Yeah, I think those two, something like that. So yeah, let's get to our JavaScript. So I'll be using a script tag, yeah, just like script, yeah, something like that. Yeah, so what we'll be doing here is, oh sorry, my bad, something is what's wrong, sorry guys. Oh yeah, tab, just so guys, what we'll be doing is we add an event listener to our input, so that anytime we change anything, like maybe we pick another colors, specify a new color, we want the color value to be displayed in our span tag, yeah, that span element. So I just got that a container to wrap everything. So let's select. I'll still talk about how the value is returned, but at first let's select the input and the span, that is our color values container. So I'll be using let. You can use file, use const, yeah, you can use any. JavaScript has tons of ways you can do things very quick and easy. So I'll let color, sorry, course document dot query selector, then pass it the ID of call, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that should be okay. And also we need to select our color value container. You can use a comma or you can put the semicolon, just to be easy. I don't need to call another let, so I'll just put a comma, then hit the tab, yeah, something like that. And so our color value, prefer naming my variable like this. You can do yours like this, something like this, just make it anyhow. I'll even drop it like this. This is not Python. I really prefer doing that in Python. Yeah, so document dot query selector, then we choose the elements with the ID of color var, then I'll put a semicolon. Don't forget that, that's very compulsory. Yeah, so after that, let's add a change event to the color. So color dot add event listener change like this, put a comma and your callback function. Where in my case I'll be using just a simple function. I don't need to declare a new function. I don't really need to declare, like, to define a new function. Yeah, define a new function. So I'll just function, yeah, and actually I should be using an arrow function, but I don't really need to do that now. So after that, then anytime this is changed, like we want the value of the color to be displayed in our color value container. So to do that, to get that, we just need to pick the color value container and tell this event that, hey, once this is changed, just take the color value, put it inside our color value container. So that's also, we click and we touch the color value, color value, and we want to put this. We can't just do color value is equal to what we are getting from the input value. No, that won't really make sense. So to get, to make that the text, so we just have to do inner text. So is equal to, well, you can do color dot value. So let's try this out, guys. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I'll run the code. This is the default I put there. Let's select a more complex color, something like, yeah, pick. Then you see it updates. That's awesome. But I think that it's cool, but we don't need to use this. Yeah, you don't need to use color dot value again. You can just simply use this keyword. That is, yes, it will specify we are working on this current thing. Yeah, this current thing. So this singular this dot value. Yeah, so we run the code again. Let's see, maybe we got any error. I'll open the console here. Yeah, that, let's change more color. Yeah, set. We got no error. The console is working fine. So let's just make this. So I think you guys enjoyed this. Hope you really enjoyed having fun with that. But that's not all, guys. That's not all at all. So one thing I really want us to do now is add a button just to just to play more around. Like once that button is clicked, we want it to take this color value again, that is the hexadecimal format gotten from our input type color, to make it as the background color. Yeah, I think that also will be a bit fun, but so as not to cause something rough, I would like to let us wrap everything inside a container, and so we give it a background of white, so the body itself will stand on alone, so we can modify the background or something like that. Yeah, so get back to my code. So wrap everything up inside the container. So it should be a div. Yeah, a div with the class of container. Yeah, something like that. Then close it. Don't forget that it's not an input element that you don't need to close. Yeah, then done. I will space this properly. Yeah, so actually you can style this, give it your favorite styling, but for now I'm just going to keep everything simple. So I'll select the container padding of 10 pixels, 10 px. Yeah, semicolon, and don't forget that. So text align, center. Yeah, something like that. Background, I told you white. You can just put that white, or you can use anyone you prefer. Yeah, so after that, I think we should move this to the center, or the middle of our web page. Position absolute, top 50%. Yeah, use percentage. Small, more responsive. It's just, even it leads to frustration at times, because how don't just mess around with using of percentage. Yeah, something. So left 50% or so, don't forget. Then we add the transform, translate of -50%. This just kind of shift everything to the middle. -50% again. So I think that's all. So let's run our code. Then yeah, everything is at the middle. Yeah, something. And also let's tie this input to the type of, like, make it more bigger, stuff like that, and break the span tag line, like making it come down to the next line. So add a break line tag. Yeah, just like that, BR. Then we select the input as the ID of color, so of color, yeah, something like that. Then give it the width of, let's say, 120 pixels, and with the height 80 pixels should be okay. So when we run our code, we should say something different. Yeah, I think we don't need a console now. I think this is so much more better. Also, our color value container, I give it an idea of call var. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, we open the rosette. Let's just give it a padding of 5 px, should be okay. Yeah, font size increase that to something like 25 px. Yeah, so let's just make it come down a little, give it a margin of like 5, no margin top. Yeah, some margin top, 5 px should be okay. Yeah, let's check that out. Well, I think that's okay for now. So we can, our code still runs well. Yeah, so now let's add a button, just to test. Like when it is clicked, you want you to test, just use this color value as our body background color. Yeah, something like that. So a button, just a button ordinarily. Yeah, you don't need a type or anything now. Yeah, just need to put in test. Yeah, something like this should be okay, guys. Test. Let's tie the button before adding an event to it. So button padding of 10 px. Of course, font size of 26 px. Of course, we need to remove the default border, so border none. I think we are good. Then let's add the background color of black. Yeah, black. The color should be white, like that. Yeah, and also, let's just shift the text to the center, text align center. But I think it should be done. Yeah, means we did something like this. I think the button also should obey this rule, since everything in the container is aligned in center. But let's just drop it like that anyways. Then let's add the border radius of for 5px should be okay, but just to make it have a little curved corners. So border radius 5px should be okay. Yes, like that. So let's test our code. So yeah, this is okay, I guess. So our code still works well. Yeah, let's just leave this. We can style this later, though I will style mine but using a speed coding, or just pause it and check you what I've styled. Yeah, stuff like that. And also I will add a link to my GIT or repository. You can play around with the code, check it out. I've also add a link where you can view the demo. So our button still don't do anything. Oh my god, when I click that button I can see an outline color over there. Let's go and remove that and break these unnecessary lines. So should be at the next line. So break line. So let's just set the width to be something more wider. So width, I think 60px should be okay. No, that will be too long, but it should be okay. So let's test that out. My god, no difference. 90 should be okay. That's better. So yeah, let's add an event to our button. Like once it's clicked, just we can just do so by also adding, instead of this semicolon, we can change it to a comma again, we are selecting another element, then make that btn is equal to document dot query selector. Well, let's give our button a class name of btn, just to make it simple in selection by the DOM. So btn. So to select that, we use the class name dot btn, then don't forget our semicolon. Yeah, so we can add an event to it, just like we did to this color, but that will be a button needs a clicked event. So btn dot, to add a click event or even the change event, there are so many ways you can do that. You can just do that, like over here, come here, like on click, then you put a callback function inside these double quotes, like maybe do this, stuff like this. You can do that, but actually I won't be using that. I'll just use a simple event listener dot. Also, before even doing that, you can also do btn dot on click. It's also the same thing on click, or I think we should use this. Then you set a function. Actually, if you are setting a function, you will define maybe below or on top. Your do this should be like this. You shouldn't give it having the parentheses. It doesn't need this, it doesn't need it again. Just do this like this. But for me, I won't even be using an arrow function. JavaScript just has tons of ways you can do things really quick and easy. So a simple function, something like this. So just to do that, you just have to we'll be using the color value to do that. So color value, that's the so we want to document to get the body. You don't need to put an ID or stuff like that. You can just declare a variable like let body is equal to document dot body. But actually I'll be just doing document dot body. We got the body now. So dot style, that is, we want to style this with JavaScript, and background. You can do this, or you can just use this background. But in CSS, if you want to do something like background color, like background, you have to put an hyphen here, background color, something like this in CSS. Sorry, red. This is CSS, CSS. But in JavaScript, you don't need to put this hyphen. Just have to, like how I declare the color value variable. Like, I think that's called camel casing. You can see this in the option background color. But you can just simply use the background. Then you set this to equals to the color value dot inner text. Color value dot inner text. Stuff like this. So let's go test our code. Let's see, maybe we got any error or anything like that. So I click test. Wow, this is the default color value. But let's try to change this to something more more cool than that. And set, click on test. Wow, guys, our code works well, everything works fine. I told you I'm going to remove this outline. I forgot again. Oh my goodness, the button outline. So just go there, set the outline to 0 or none. So outline 0, then you put a semicolon. I think we should be good for that. So I hope you guys enjoy this set. Oh my goodness, this yellow is too much bright. Oh my god. Try play around with it. You can use this for test, yeah, stuff like that. So I think this is cool, guys. So I'll style mine. I'll pause the video, style it, and show you what I got. I also leave this a link to the description where you can get the source code as my GitHub repository. I also leave a link in the description section where you can view demo of what I made. So thank you so much, guys. If you enjoy this video, please kindly give me a thumbs up, and you can share this to anyone who might find this helpful. So thank you so much, guys. See you guys next time.